So, well, I have a question actually for you, my listeners. Of course, only those that are enlightened, that that they're part of the intelligence community of this world, and that they are aware of the foreigners' affairs here on Earth. So the question is as follows. Actually, this question bothered. I wouldn't say that it bothers me, but it's of interest to me for quite some time now. But maybe the question is based on false assumptions, and if so, please correct me if I'm wrong. But so, from what I understand, for quite some time now, I understand that you're who are you? I mean, when I say you're, but for many of the people, for many of the people in the intelligence community in Israel and also in other countries as well, it is true that they see me, that they picture me, or they conceptualize me, myself, Noam David, as a robotic entity, whatever that means, as something that is mechanical instead of natural. Of course, people that want to see this as an excuse to instrumentalize my being and to treat me as a slave probably are doing that, but in reality, nobody really cares because, evil people want to enslave other people, and they will find an excuse for that. They don't really care what's the excuse, and if you don't want to enslave other people, if you want to treat other beings, human beings or pseudo-human beings, in a respectful manner, you don't really need any kind of scientific or pseudo-scientific excuse for that. But in any case, it is. I did get the feeling for quite some time now that many people conceptualize me as something of a mechanical entity or a robotic entity, and in any case, not a natural entity, whatever the meaning of the word natural means. I said it many times that the line between artificial and natural is artificial and not natural, because for God everything is artificial. Everything is artificios. It's something that God created, and so it might be difficult for a human being to grasp that, but for God, the difference between Jupiter or Io or Titan, the moon Titan, or our own moon, the difference between them and between and Sputnik, or the satellite Sputnik, or the satellites Ophic 5, or the satellite Equinox B, or whatever, the difference might not be that big as you can think it might be. I know that for you, for anyone that hears me, the difference is, you grasp that as a huge difference. This on one hand, we see simple, small machines that were made by intelligent designers, and on the other hand, we see huge planetary celestial bodies that were created supposedly in a natural, over a long period of time, by natural forces. But in the view of God, there isn't that much difference, because both of the two of the groups are both of the groups are they consist of artificial objects that were made by intelligent consciousness. But let's leave this philosophical issue in the side. What is the thing that is of interest to me is that I think, if I understand correctly, that you view the Titanic creatures, the Titanic beings that are at your service if I understand correctly, that are in the service of many countries, not only Israel, although they have some Israeli background, if I understand correctly, or maybe not, I don't know. But at least some of them do. And you see them as, even though you call them, I know, cars or ships or puppets, but, or maybe they call themselves that way, but both them and you, I mean, Homo sapiens, and they themselves, they don't view themselves as robots. They see themselves as other biological entities, the same way, supposedly, as the Homo sapiens is a biological entity. And at the same time, for quite a while, I understood that the Titaness, they have a certain ability to change their form. They are, I mean, in some capacity of or another. And all those, I mean, for quite some time, I speculated that in order to do this, they require a certain material, and I also speculated that this material might be the material that people in Israel are portraying me as the person that stole it, maybe from Venus and maybe in unlawful ways, and that they do it even though they know that it's not true, in order to just it's part of a long history of framing me in things that I didn't really do, because Israelis are assholes and they are all scumbags, especially in the in the intelligence community. And I think I think that the recent scientific discoveries that we saw under the microscope in this YouTube channel, they support these speculations. So I'm not withdrawing this speculation. On the contrary, I think that recent thing that we saw actually make the speculations even more grounded in truth. So, what is, I mean, the philosophical issue here, or the conceptual issue here is, how is it that you consider entities that are able to change their form, like transformers, like robots? Do you consider them biological and like next of kin to you? Well, at the same time, me, that I have no ability to change my form at all, other than just losing weight and gaining weight when I'm on a diet, and when I stop being on a diet. Other than and of course I can gain muscles if I weightlift, and like any other human being. And my appearance is always stays the same like any other human being that you know, and still you consider me as something robotic and mechanical and entirely foreign to you. And I ask that not because like I envy the Titans as they were supposedly given the biological label of kosher. They are kosher. They are. I mean, I really don't give a shit about this kind of, I mean, I don't know, carbon-based privileges or biological privileges. I think that it's stupid, and I think that, again, as I said in the beginning of this video, I don't think that any person of any basic intelligence really use these definitions in order to draw practical political conclusions. I think that the many people in Israel, out of Israel, that want to enslave the Titans and also want to enslave me, they do it just because they think they can. That's all the excuse that they need or want. And if they use any kind of biological or scientific excuse, they just do it because they want to just say something, but they don't really need it. They just do whatever they want. And vice versa is also true. I mean, people that just see us as humans and think that we deserve the presumptions of innocence and every other, I mean, democratic rights that humans deserve, they don't need any scientific or biological argument in order to think that way. They just do it because it makes sense and it's the moral thing to do. But nevertheless, there is a conceptual issue here of, that I really I need to understand. I think that it's important that I understand, like, why is it that you see me as something that is so foreign to you, even though our appearance is pretty much identical, and I don't have any demonstrated ability that you do not, other than, some people think that I don't know, that I have some kind of premonition, or I don't know, serendipity, I don't know, abilities, or maybe, I don't know, prophetic abilities. But again, I will say that for, I said it many times before, any divination or divine stream of thought that I demonstrated is something that I'm 100% certain that humans, your own ancestors, have done in the past. I know that for a fact because I've read what some of these people have written. So I know that what I'm doing is exactly what they did, and it's something that divination is something that humans have done in the past. Certainly they did, without any doubt. And of course, people that the most important example maybe the people that many people. It's not one person. Many persons wrote the Bible, and they all had divinations, and it's I know that as a fact. So I don't have any demonstrated ability that you human sapiens don't have, and nevertheless you see me as such a foreign entity and even mechanical entity, and at the same time you know of many creatures that can literally change their form on a whim, I guess, but you still don't see them as artificial or foreign, but just as other biological creatures, and that are in a way related to you. So why is that? I will I'll be glad to get I'll glad to get some answers. And if my assumptions, the assumptions that I outlined here are wrong, I will also glad to hear how they are wrong and what did I miss. Thank you.